Marriage is a key aspect of completing our religion and building our faith, reviving our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and building a better and more complete believer, building a better and more complete community, and reviving the Ummah. Marriage is the building block of society. It is the way of the Prophets. The Prophets asked Allah for righteous spouses. Our beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us, "An-nikahu min sunnati." Marriage is from my way. So whoever turns away from my way is not of us. Marriage requires commitment. It requires sacrifice. Marriage is testing. If we're individualistic people, it's much easier just to get on with life and not get married. However, marriage is a spiritual act. Marriage completes you in your character and your sincerity. Because on your own, once you get used to worship, worship makes sense. You spend a little time, you pray, you fast, you find spiritual benefit and light, and the reward is obvious. But the sacrifice and commitment, the patience, the calm, the good character, the restraint, the generosity, the care, the mercy, all the qualities required in marriage test our true commitment to be servants of Allah. That am I just going to ignore my spouse, neglect my children, get upset, get angry, be neglectful, or am I going to restrain myself, shed my selfishness, and respond in accordance with the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that whoever of you marries has completed half their religion. So let them have taqwa of Allah for the other half. How does marriage complete half your religion? Because half of religion is taqwa of Allah, being mindful of Allah and staying within His limits. But the other half of religion is to be sincere to Allah and to uphold good character with people. What does marriage test? Marriage tests that in challenging situations, can you respond in accordance with the good pleasure of Allah? Can you restrain your anger? Can you restrain your tongue? Can you restrain your negative emotions for the sake of Allah? No one will test you more than your spouse, your husband, your wife. But the challenge of marriage is, can you uphold good character there? The best of you are those best to their spouses, said the Prophet ﷺ, and I am the best of you to his spouses, said our beloved ﷺ. So marriage is a critical institution. If you're not married, you should make an intention to get ready for marriage, to learn about how to uphold a prophetically inspired marriage that is upheld for the sake of Allah. If you are married, then renew your intention that you are married for the sake of Allah. You are committed to good character for the sake of Allah, and that you will raise righteous children for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you will, as a family, direct yourselves together to Allah and the hereafter, and not descend to being merely shrunken worldly beings. That you will support your spouse in their religious concerns, in their communal concerns, and their greater ummatic concerns. So let us make our marriages a means of building our religion and reviving our faith and building a better and more beloved ummah. Walhamdulillah.
الزواج توأمة روحين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: الأرواح جنود مجندة، ما تعارف منها ائتلف، وما تناكر منها اختلف. البيت هو كون فيه شمس، فيه قمر، فيه أولاد وهم الكواكب. ذكر سيدنا يوسف: إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين.
In Ramadan, we give. Your zakat to the Islamic Scholars Fund empowers scholars, the lifeline of our revival. Your monthly support sustains Seekers Guidance and preserves this legacy. Donate today. Visit seekersguidance.org.